Hey everybody, it's been a while. It's been quite a long time actually. I think it's been a couple of months since I last did a video. But here we are. I'm in my new hobby room, which isn't quite set up yet. I need to do a lot of stuff on that back wall to make it look all pretty. And at some point I think the camera is probably going to move around, because right now I'm sharing my desk with my wife, and will be for a while. But anyway. Hi! So, let's talk about some 40k stuff. So, recently, as in on Friday, we had the summer preview show, which had some awesome stuff in it. It comes hot on the heels of Armageddon, and some of the stuff in the 40k elements of that are very relevant to Armageddon. So, without further ado, let's have a quick look at this preview, because it's tasty. So, try something new today. So, in 3, 2, 1, there it is. Right. We have some orc stuff. Orcs are officially the first codex coming in 11th edition. And with those orcs come an awesome looking new truck. Now, I really like this. I'm trying to think what it reminds me of. I think it's like, you know, the big American like big wig trucks. It reminds me of one of them. So I'm not sure if the original one was kind of aiming in that direction, but this one is certainly a bit closer. And they come with quite a lot of variants, I do believe. I think they said you could build quite a few versions of this without them all looking the same. So you got the big claw arm on that one, and rocket launcher over here. You got a grot hang off the side with that. Well, doesn't really look like a useful tool. This one's got the big Daka gun and the big buzzsaw thing. What else we got? Oh, got a mech as well. New mech boy coming with it to fix it up. Looks really cool actually. Really loving the new style of orcs for 11th edition. And if anyone remembers a while ago, they previewed a war boss. Turns out it wasn't the war boss in the Armageddon box. It's this one. So this is the multi-part war boss that they showed off, complete with his little grot buddy. And this as well comes with a few different options. I think there was something like 4 head options. Yeah, 4 upper 4 jaws. So for a total of 16 different combinations. It'd be a quite cool addition to go along with the Armageddon boss, in fairness. And yeah, there's the codex, which when they showed it off, I think they showed it off on the stream. It comes in its own little sleeve, weirdly. Don't know why. 15 detachments in the codex, so that might well be a theme running through most of the army, so you get a lot of choice in your army building now. Which I haven't managed to play a game of 11th yet, but I do want to go through and do some rule coverage on it, just breaking down how to play it step by step, and through that hopefully I'll learn a bit more myself. We've got the standalone Armageddon units, which, you know, you'd always expect, I guess. This guy comes on his own sprue. This guy comes on his own sprue. These look like they might be a bundle. Maybe. What does it say down here? Cameras. We also beginning with their standard release, so you can add more weird boys, Daka rigs, war tracks, and others to your expanding army. Big Boss, Bannon Up, and Pain Boy and Grot Orderly all come together as part of the Armageddon command crew. So yeah, this lot comes together. Those two will be individual, those two will be individual. And multi-part plastic kits as they are in the Armageddon box. This was something I was quite interested in. So this is the Orcs Command Pack. So whereas before you get your datasheet cards, which you will probably still get, this is a load of tokens for various states that your units can be in, plus you have cards for your different attachments and things. So with so many attachments to choose from now, you want to keep the rules and stratagems you pick close at hand, so you don't have to go digging through the codex in the heat of battle. The new command pack is for just that purpose, giving you 94 handy reference cards, just a few, for detachment, stratagems and enhancements, along with loads of double-sided tokens to keep track of important statuses like stat penalties from unit rules and whether Wazdaka Gutsmech has remembered to choose his pulse jet ability. That's a really awesome model. I cannot wait to get painting that. It's built, it's sub-assembled, it's ready to go, just like about 100 or 200 other models that I've got. And I've got 2 of the weird boys, because we're going to do one for the army, and I wanted to do diorama with the other one. I just want to get another one of these librarians because I have a cool idea. Stay tuned for that one. So, oh, you also get some more dice as well, because who doesn't like dice? And yeah, this is a Siege of Deathmire. So this is actually an ongoing thing where they release new model previews as the thing goes along, so whoever wins gets a model preview. And they had one today, because this is Monday. This is Monday the 29th of June that I'm filming there. So we'll have a look at that in a little bit. Yeah, so there's the Orc stuff. So it's all pretty standard fare, I think. So you got some new units, you got some individual units from the army box, and there will at some point be a new Orc boy box that'll come out. And what else do we get in there? I think it's largely it, to be honest. Oh, and the Grots. There'll be Grots and there'll be boys. Right, let's just take a look at what else we got. My scroll speed is not going well. Ah, yes. So we have the starter sets as well for 40k. So let's have a quick squiz through this. This is the big starter set, which is largely units from Armageddon. It's not all of them, but it's most of them. Plus you get the rulebook and this other book, which I'm not actually sure what is in that. Starter set. Nope. What I want. And starter guidebook to ease you into the game. So you actually get a decent amount in here. So it looks like you got the war boss, and you've got the war track, you've got the Grots, you've got the weird boy, and you've got 2 units of boys. And then on the Space Marine side, you've got the librarian, the captain, vanguard vets, 5 intercessors, and the land speeder. But you also get all of that terrain. So we'll come to that in a minute. There's also another starter set, which is a starter set for Marines, and this is a new thing that they're doing. It'd be interesting if they do this for more factions, because you get the starter set Marines with the units from the starter set above, but you also get 11 paints with it as well to get you going painting them. Don't know if that comes with brushes, but we'll see. Yeah, we go starter paintbrush as well. Just the one. If you look after that brush, it'll serve you well. Then we have the introductory set, which is the smaller version of the starter set, which in this you get a character, which that looks like the big boss. Possibly lieutenant. And then you get 5 boys and 5 intercessors. Oh, it's an Orc Knob. Do apologise, it is an Orc Knob. This guy. And then they have some paint sets and the battle zone. So this is the terrain that you get from the starter set without the other minis. Be interested to see how much this costs compared to the starter set. But if you're new to 40k with the Armageddon box, be worth getting the starter set if you wanted to add to the armies. Quite simply, whilst also adding a reasonable amount of terrain for your table. It's only really enough for a combat patrol game, I'd say. It's not a massive amount of not a massive amount of terrain in the box. So yeah, I'll pad that out a bit. They do look quite cool though. These are all the unpainted ones. So if we go down, well, they are in individual sets. So up above in the starter set, you get all of that. This is the table of pre-painted terrain, which is quite new. It was announced a little while ago, so you've probably heard of it already. But the pre-painted terrain is an interesting idea, and I hope they only stick with the terrain with it. Personally, I mean, I've got boxes of terrain out there somewhere. And no, actually, tell a lie, it's behind me. It's over there in the corner, behind the Madhouse logo. But yeah, so I've got a few boxes worth of terrain, between from big buildings to the Mechanica stuff to the pipes and the energy things. Most of it's primed, some of it's not primed. There are bits that are primed in different colours, but none of it is painted. And it's not something that I've ever really been overly enthralled with painting, because I prefer to paint the minis. So having the pre-painted terrain, I think, is a great idea for people wanting to get a quick and easy battlefield up and running. Particularly those who are more interested in painting the minis than they are in painting the terrain. Although, to be fair, the terrain is also incredibly well detailed. So I will get to doing some of it soon. Particularly the webway. I really like the webway. But it's not something that the average hobbyist wants to spend a massive amount of time doing, because largely you don't have a great deal of time for your hobby in the first place. So you want to focus that more on painting the minis and then playing the game. So like I said, the ready painted terrain I think is a great idea. I don't want them to move into ready painted minis. So I think that takes an element away from the hobby, in my opinion. I know there are a lot of people out there that don't really enjoy painting the minis. But then you have, what else can I say? You have commission painters that can fill that void, but then commission painting isn't necessarily cheap. And if you go for a cheap option, it's not necessarily good. Don't get me wrong, there's a unicorn out there in the commission painting arena where you can get cheap and good. If it's someone just wanting some hobby money, or just doing it for a little bit of extra cash and not bothered about how much they charge out. But I suppose in this current economic climate, shall we say, people haven't really got the disposable income to perhaps pay a commission painter, which is sad for me because I am a commission painter. So I guess pre-painted minis could be good in that regard, but I just don't really want to see it myself. But I digress. These new sets do look pretty cool though. I think these would go well with the other plasma generator ones. And that is about that. So yeah, the 40k stuff is largely Armageddon based and starter set based and all that jazz. I won't go through everything, but I will just go through the highlights. So we've had the starter sets, we've had the orcs. There's the Warhammer Academy, which is quite interesting. So this is free. So this is for anyone new to the hobby, or even if you are not new to the hobby, been around for a while, want to learn some new stuff. Maybe you're not familiar with 40k and want to learn how to play 40k. I think this is for the beginners to sort of get into it. Let's go here. They've got lore and collecting, building and painting. So there's painting tutorials and things. I'm not sure how detailed those tutorials are. I might have a peruse. I'm not sure when this is live. launching with more than 150 videos of Warhammer 40,000. But they will also be expanding into the mortal realms of Sigmar in the not too distant future. So there's lessons covering every aspect of the Warhammer hobby, from lore and collecting to painting and gameplay. So that last one's kind of important because I know a company out there that teaches you to play the game, being Vanguard Tactics. I can't necessarily see this affecting them all that much because this is, again, as I say, it's a free service. It'll probably just teach you the ins and outs of playing a basic game, whereas I think Vanguard go quite deep into strategy and stuff behind it and all the statistics and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know the in-depth ins and outs of their academy. We have the gaming, and it's all going to be on the website, and that's about it. They didn't really go into a great deal of detail with it. And after that, it was... where are we? Down here. Now this. I really like this one. This is for Old World. And I'd love to get into Old World, but I don't think any of my gaming group really want to play it. I think there's one person in the gaming group who actually has any. I'd love to get into it because it's basically Warhammer Fantasy. So it's harking back to my high school days when I had a Beastman fantasy army. Although I don't know if I go for Beastman necessarily this time. But this is the new core set for Old World, and it has Cathay and brand new Warriors of Chaos, which look fantastic. I mean, the new models that Games Workshop come out with all look amazing anyway, but I think they do a really good job with the different systems. They all have their kind of their own unique style in after a fashion. The Cathay stuff looks fantastic. We've known that for a while. It's been out for a while, but the new Warriors of Chaos, I mean, they're painted very, very samey. There's lots of metallic, but the models themselves, so detailed. And I gotta say, I wasn't a pretty big fan of the banners back in the day, but the way they're doing the new ones and the way they're sculpted, they look phenomenal. I mean, just look at the way that banner hangs off that pole. It looks very, very realistic. And I believe this is the champion on the demonic mount. Which is an amazing mini. I would expect to see that at Golden Demon or various painting competitions, and perhaps even the banner bearer, you know. Then we have the knights, and yeah, again, just the level of detail on them is insane. I do feel kind of sorry for people who don't like painting and have to paint up armies of these things, because when they go to the level of detail they have on these, similar to Cities of Sigmar or Cathay for Old World, all the newer stuff, they are dripping in detail, which I like because I'm a painter. But I know there are many painters out there. I think Peachy is one of them. He likes to try and keep the detail to a minimum on the models that he builds. But this is the one that caught my eye from this reveal. I mean, that's such an incredible looking dragon. I'm a sucker for dragons, and I think I will be adding this to my wish list for my models to paint. They've done a fantastic job of the skin on the wings there, like the wing membranes. I mean, fair play to the Heavy Metal team. And then there's the other variants. That'll be the champion, and this is a sorcerer, I believe. There we go, a bit closer detail. I mean, look at what they've done with the book. It's insane. My only criticism, really, is that because all the colours here are very, very similar, it kind of gets lost. But I think that's kind of the old world style, really. It's all quite... Until you get to the likes of Cafe, which is quite bright, and then you've got like the demon units, which I don't know how many demon units there are in Old World at the moment, but they're usually relatively vibrant. This is the new rulebook, which is basically the old rulebook but updated with all of the FAQs and updates and stuff that have been on Warhammer community. And that is Battle March. So that's that small scale way to play with 400 to 750 point armies. That's not bad. It's like skirmish size. And then there they are. There's the two halves of the core block, basically, is it? Warriors Chaos, Battle March Army. That one. I got that model. I love that one. And then Arcane Journals. All the usual stuff. But no, that dragon is something else. I do like me a dragon. Now let's quickly scoot from there. So yeah, you went on to Blood Bowls. This was largely many variations of that. And then you had a Minotaur as well. I think that was most of what was in the Blood Bowl reveal. And then we went up to Heresy. So this was more plastic Custodes. So we have the Telemon, the new plastic Telemon, which I think had a couple of extra weapons and things compared to the resin one. And I think perhaps a little bit more detail on it. And then you had the Cold. Yeah, you have the Palace Grab attack, which is the easy one to say. You have the Telemon, and then the Gyrfalcon, the Falcon jet bikes. And these can also be used in 40k, as they've printed it on the box. So yeah, that's quite a detailed dreadnought. And when they did a size comparison to that, it was a good 10-15 mil taller than the Leviathan. I think it was just a hair taller than the Saturnine Dread, or the Saturnine Dread is wider. Yeah, these look quite cool. I like the really long lances, and they have their the ranged weapons nestled neatly in between the armor panels here, which is quite nice, rather than just a big array on the front of the bike. There we go. Quite sleek, and the control panels and things in there are awesome. Again, great levels of detail. And then these are like the little skimmer tanks. I think they likened it to a land speeder. And then the Prospero Burns Judgment of Valdor. So they've had a small, well, it's a journal tactic. I think it's like a small scale campaign type thing, centered around the Custodes and Valdor's part in the burning of Prospero. Because you've heard it from the Thousand Suns side, you've heard it from the Space Wolf side, but you have the heavy Custodes presence there as well, and Sisters of Silence. I'd highly recommend reading Thousand Suns and Prospero Burns from the Horus Heresy series. They are great books. I don't know why I'm scrolling up. So yeah, that was the Custodes. We had some Legion Imperialis, which is more knights, not knights, titans. They're knight size in the game because it's tiny heresy. Yeah, there's a few more variations of the Warlord, and there was a Reaver in there as well. And then there was a new animation. This did look quite cool, actually. It was an animation from a World Eater's point of view, and some of it was seen through that World Eater's point of view through his heads-up display as well, which looked quite cool. And just basically going absolutely nuts with Butcher's now screaming in his head, just telling him to kill everybody. Because that's what a World Eater does. Yeah, this was also quite cool. So we had new Ogre Moor tribes for Sigmar. So it's an updated range, and they're quite large minis. So you don't necessarily get the numbers in the box, but you have at least got, what's that, 5, 10, 14, 16 minis. I really like the ones at the back, the mounted ones. I'm quite keen on, I think it is the Moor Tribes ones, the ones that are on like big mammoth things. I really like those. But yeah, these are interesting. We've got a Tyrant, possibly with a couple of variations for him. And yeah, this is the Tyrant to go with, is it the Beast Claw ones, I want to say? Yeah, the wintry ones, the mammothy ones. And then we have some Gluttons, who all seem to have a bloody hand, for whatever reason. These I liked, the Iron Guts. These are really, really cool. I think they've done, because like these guys look quite just sort of static. Whereas these are, to me, feel a bit more dynamic. And yeah, the Morbius Cavalry, I really like these. I really like the one that's smiling at you as well. And alternatively built as Morbius Raiders. Oh, nice. I didn't see that. It's got its own little bird, and Crossbow is back. I think I probably build them as those. I think they look quite cool. And then this guy, which is Red the Moor High Slaughtermaster, with his cauldron full of body parts. I mean, these are all made quite gross. That would be an interesting one for painting competition. Oh yeah, and the Butcher, who also has a small cauldron full of blood and body parts, which is sloshing everywhere. And he himself is covered in blood. Again, fair play to the Heavy Metal team. They've made them look pretty grim. And that was the cleavers that can also be built as these guys. Gutseers. Which makes me feel like they're going to be like psychic ones. Or fortune tellers. Yeah, that was the Moor Tribes, and there's some Necromunda stuff, which was more... Is it update Kangs? Something like that. Well, it's a fresh new edition of Necromunda. Updated rules and a new core set pitting the Escher and the Goliath gangs against each other. Now this was the highlight of the reveal for me. Now, I watched the video, and I think like everyone else, I expected it to be Catagen. I even said when it was on, oh, that's going to be Catagens then. Nope. Did not expect that. So, cool looking Eldar Exodites. Now, I know this is just for Kill Team, but this kind of makes me excited for what else could come. So the Eldar Exodites in themselves are quite interesting lore-wise, because it's basically elves riding dinosaurs. And I know a lot of people have converted things from like the Seraphon range for Sigmar, and used them to make their own Exodites. I do kind of prefer the look of the Agrodon Lancers as a mount for an Exodite, because I think the heads on these look a bit odd. I was expecting something a bit more Raptor-like. That being said, these do look pretty awesome. And they can be built two ways. Where's the first one? Yeah, 3 Eldari Dragon Masters. And 2 little buddies as well, because you can't not have your little pets, so they're called Dracolites. I mean, how awesome is that? It's like humanoidish in the way they got their hands. I mean, they're missing a finger, but they still got thumbs. That was a clan blade. That's a clan blade as well. And the stone singer. Kubi. The stone singer. Much like a bone singer. Although I don't know if this one actually manipulates anything to healing any constructs. And then we have the Ley Stalker, which is basically a ranger on a dinosaur. The dinosaur's doing the spotting with the look of it. And these are the Dracolites. So, kind of in line with the Seraphon range with the feathery tails. Don't think these guys had feathery tails, did they? No. Very reptilian. Or you can build them as Dragon Knights. Who will also have rules for 40k. And I look forward to seeing some rules from those. And again, awesome looking minis. So these put me in mind of Shining Spears on dinosaurs, effectively. And then a hardback book with these. That's very fancy. And some interesting looking tokens as well. Considering this kill team is made up of 3 of them, plus the Dracolites, they are very, very elite, and I'd expect them to have quite a few wounds. They have, I don't know if anyone knows anything about kill team, but they have 4 APL, which is the number of actions you can perform in a turn, which is high for kill team. Most things generally have 2, I think. I think Space Marines might have 3. I know the Votan only have 2 because that's the only kill team I've ever actually used in this edition. But yeah, very excited for those. I think they're going to sell out very, very quickly. And the box itself comes with some more Beast Snaggers. Nothing we haven't seen before. So you got a unit of Beast Snaggers, and then you have the Squig Hoggle Riders with the No One Smashes Squig. Because they come in the box of 4. Yeah. So I think because this is like its own standalone little mission for Kill Team, so the orcs in this are basically NPCs. Yeah. Lost train of thought there, everything. Do apologise. Yeah, very, very excited for those. So, earlier in the video, I mentioned that there's a campaign going on currently in the Armageddon Sphere, and if you were to compete in that or upload game results and stuff in that, the winners of various sections are going to get model reveals. Well, we had one today. No, better not go to that one. Nope, let's go to that. That's what I wanted to click. So, Siege of Deathmire. That is the current one that is going on. And this is week 1 results. And I think you might all agree it's been quite a while since the Indominus box came out. Was it 6 years now? And in that box we had the Blade Guard, we had the Eradicators, we had the Assault Intercessors, and we had the Judicia, which still doesn't have an individual model release. What else did we have? We had a different Primaris Chaplain, we had the Blade Guard Ancient, we had the cool looking Captain and Lieutenant with big old relic shields, and we also had Outriders. Who remembers Outriders? Who ever sees Outriders anymore? Well, after 6 very long years, we get multi-part ones. You see this guy, he's got a plasma pistol. That's exciting. And this guy's got a thunder hammer. That's even more exciting. Now, so, the Sergeant, you can have a thunder hammer, a power axe, or a power sword. That's all of those. And there's also new cosmetic options, including being able to assemble the bike leaning to the left or to the right. So you can make them look just a teensy bit more dynamic, although looking at how low the pedals are and the exhausts are on the bikes, I don't know how far they can actually lean. But no, that's quite exciting. It also adds a little bit of credence to the rumor that this is going to be the addition of the bikes. So we've had, well, the Exodites are, well, cavalry mounted bike-ish unit kind of thing. Got the Outriders, and then I would be expecting at some point new Orc bikes. I think we have actually seen snippets of them in some previews or leaks at some point, so I think they were pretty much guaranteed to have new Orc bikes. Be interesting to see if anything else gets some updated ones, like maybe Two Blades. Or what else hasn't got bikes? Would there be bikes for Sisters, for example? Because I don't think they actually have a bike equivalent. Votan have already got theirs. Pioneers. Can't see them updating those anytime soon because they're already new. But yeah, that was a nice surprise for today. And then the other thing I wanted to have a quick look at was a Sunday preview. So we've already been through the reveal show from Friday. This Sunday preview is the Old World core set. So they revealed it on Friday, and it's up for pre-order this coming Saturday. Quite a quick turnaround for that one. I must admit, I was kind of hoping it would be a little bit longer so that I could save up some money and perhaps get this box. I don't think I'm going to be getting this box though, unless by some miracle Games Workshop send it to me, which they would have done so already if they were going to do that. But yeah, so we got the Old World, the new Old World core set, the new Old World rulebook, and the General's Companion, and the cards, and some made to order stuff, which is largely orcs by the look of it. And then we have a game journal for Middle-earth strategy battle game, Burning of the Westfold. Oh yeah, the new Riders of Rohan, they were shown off a while ago, to be fair. So yeah, these are new sculpts for the Riders of Rohan, which are only 24 years old, I think. So they're almost as old as some of the Eldar skulls that have just been changed up. And we've got the Commanders, which is quite a nice little box, to be fair. And then you've got the Hill Tribesman Commanders. And then it's off onto White Dwarf. And I think that is showcasing some stuff from the new Dawn of War 4. Very excited about that. That said, I haven't finished playing Dawn of War 3, and I've had that for several years now, and I don't think my computer's going to be up to scratch for playing the new one. So aside from wanting to get a new computer for video editing, mainly a second monitor as well so I can split screens easier, maybe getting one for Dawn of War 4 would be quite cool. And maybe even what is it? Total War Warhammer 40k, because that also looks quite cool. Oh yes, we also have, so this Siege of Terror anthology is the Garrow Knight of Grey novella, which is the smaller one, and the Era of Ruin novella, which is the last one that was released. So all short stories. To be fair, the Garrow one's quite cool. It's basically him having a barney with Mortarion, who is his Primarch. Spoiler. I won't tell you how it ends. And then it's all the Warhammer TV stuff, which I haven't looked at Warhammer TV in quite some time. So that is a lot of the stuff that's been going on online. Now, the other thing that has happened is a certain other box has arrived. Let's see if this is going to work. There it is. The Armageddon box. Dear. I was back in the room. I was a little late to the party with the Armageddon box. As if you follow my Instagram page, you'll have seen the interesting little skits that I did. Staring out the window in despair, seeing everyone else's pretty painted models, I still stare at the window in despair, seeing everyone else's pretty painted models and wishing I could paint that well. But also all the content and stuff that was coming around Armageddon whilst I was still waiting for my box to arrive. But arrive it did, and in a glorious glowing box as well. If you see the last reel that I put up, I'm hoping to get, I'm going to order a little digital timer because I want to see how long it takes me to build this entire box. And I'm going to video it, and I'm going to time myself. I have not cheated, because I got a second war track because it's an awesome little model. There's the war track. So this is the second one technically that I got, even though it's the first one that arrived, which I built without instructions, and it went together well enough. One thing I do recommend if you're building these push-fit models, if you can't be bothered to trim all the pegs to make them fit a bit easier when you glue them together, because I would still recommend gluing them together, just cut the pegs off and it goes together like a normal mini. And then this guy, because one of these, possibly not this one because I believe I've glued this into the base, is going to be used in a diorama. Because as they mentioned in the reveal show for Armageddon, this guy and the librarian from the Armageddon box, they kind of fit together quite well naturally as a sort of diorama pose, because the librarian is thrusting his staff forward as if he's using a psychic ability, and this guy is holding his staff weirdly, holding staff forwards as if he is blocking a psychic ability. So I had an interesting idea that I wanted to try out. So see how that one goes. Yes, I'm going to time myself building this box and then do a couple of test games. I'm still undecided about where the Marines are going to go. They don't really fit with Space Wolves. Space Wolves have already got plenty of their own units. Don't really think that they fit that well with the army tactics and all that kind of thing. And like I said, the Grey Hunters are basically the intercessors. You have Blood Claws, which are kind of basically intercessors with swords, or assault intercessors. What else we got in here? We got the Vanguard Vets. I suppose they might. You can perhaps wolf them up a little bit, because you haven't got Sky Claws anymore, and you haven't got Wolf Guard with jump packs anymore. But then who knows what's coming in this edition? They might go with Blood Angels if I still pursue Blood Angels in 40k, but then I'm kind of more leaning towards Black Templars because they're kind of a more interesting army, in my opinion, than Blood Angels. Aesthetically, at least. Blood Angels lore is quite cool. It's quite interesting. I also had an interesting conversion idea from a Fiston that I need to put on paper. If you've read Devastation of Baal, there's a point in that where Mephiston basically jumps out of a Thunderhawk, I believe he's in, and he kind of sprouts wings of blood, and then he's kind of flying around, taking out flying Tyranids around him, and while they're on the way to an objective of theirs. So that was quite a cool image, and I wanted to try and recreate it. But I might need to read the book again to figure out exactly how it's described. Yes, Armageddon box is on my to-do list, along with all the other models I've got out there to build. But this one will be jumping the queue, I feel. I also managed to get, very luckily, on my travels in Somerset when we went on holiday, the Terror on Devlin box. We stopped at Jadlin Toys and Games in Glastonbury, and they just happened to have two of the boxes on the shelf. So I snapped one up, because that sold out very quick when that came up for pre-order, and I really wanted the Red Terror model. So now I do, and now I need to build it to paint it. And there's been some very interesting takes on that model as well going around online. This is my vice. I see all of the interesting models that you wonderful people put up online, and then I want to try and do my own take on it, but I cannot build or paint that fast, so my backlog is enormous. I don't know if there's anything else I wanted to go into today, so with that, I'm going to get on ordering this timer, I'm going to look at my upcoming projects. I also have some work I need to get on. Thank you all very much for watching. If you have watched, if you haven't watched, what are you doing? Have a watch. It's just me talking to you people. And one thing that I will also flash up at the end is my commission painting service is open for business. I'm trying to push a bit more with the marketing for it and try and get a few more commissions in. So I'll flash up the ad at the end. Like, subscribe, do all the usual YouTubey things, and I'll catch you in the next video. I will try and be a bit more on the ball with the schedule for the videos, but as you can see with the mess of the room that's behind me and the mess of my desk, if you can see much of it, it's very much a work in progress in here, so juggling lots of projects at the same time at the moment. Still, we try, right? We try. Anyway, catch you in the next one, guys. Ta-ra.